What if the real problem in an organization is not a lack of talent, is not the lack of effort, not even a lack of technology? What if the real problem is that everything is moving, but nothing is moving together? Because that is how many organizations look from the inside: busy, intelligent, ambitious, hardworking, and still somehow misaligned. Projects move, but value feels delayed. Teams deliver, but the business still feels disconnected. Decisions get made, but new problem appears somewhere else. And that's exactly where this journey begins. Amina was one of the brightest managers in her company. She worked hard, the team worked, the IT, operations, the finance, they worked hard. Everyone was capable, everyone was committed, everyone was busy. But the organization was still struggling. Projects ran late. Department used different language for the same idea. Technology investments were approved, but business leaders kept asking, why are we not seeing the value? Teams solved one problem and accidentally created three more somewhere else. Then, one Monday morning, after a major internal system issue disrupted work across multiple channels, multiple teams, Amina stayed behind in the conference room after everyone else had left. On the whiteboard were arrows, boxes, names, interdependencies, sticky notes, all layered on top of each other. It looked like a map of chaos. She stared at it and thought, how can so many smart people be working so hard and still feel so disconnected? That afternoon, an older executive walked into the room. He looked at the whiteboard and then at Amina and said something she would never forget. The problem is not that your people are failing. The problem is that your enterprise is not thinking as one system. Amina looked up. She continued. When strategy, process, technology, governance, and people are not aligned, effort increases, but impact decreases. What your company needs is not more activity, it needs architecture. That sentence changed everything. Not more activity, more architecture. For the first time, Amina began to understand something powerful. Success in an enterprise is not built by effort alone. It is built by clarity, by structure, by alignment, by understanding how the whole system works together. She started learning. And what she discovered was this: enterprise architecture is not just about diagrams. It is not just about technology. It is not just about frameworks or models or documentation. It's about helping an organization see itself clearly. It's about connecting vision to execution. It's about making sure business goals, change initiative, digital investments, governance, and delivery all move in the same direction. And then she found Togaf. At first, it looked like just an ordinary certification, just another framework, just another body of knowledge. But the deeper she went, the more she realized. Togaf gives language to what feels vague. It gives structure to what feels fragmented. It gives method to what feels reactive. And it also gives discipline to what would otherwise be driven only by urgency. That is why this module matters, because Togaf Foundation is not only about passing an exam, it's about learning to see what others miss. It's about understanding how enterprises actually function, how complexity is managed, how alignment is created, how change becomes intentional instead of chaotic. It's about becoming a kind of professional who does not just solve isolated problems, but understand how the pieces fit together. The kind of professional who works into confusion and bring clarity, work into fragmentation and create structure, work into change and provide direction. In today's world, that is not just useful, it is powerful. So as we begin this model, remember this: the future does not belong only to the busiest professional. It belongs to those who can connect strategy to execution, technology to business value, and complexity to clarity. Maybe that's why you're here, not just to study Togaf, not just to earn a certification, but to develop the mindset to help enterprise think, align, and transform with purpose. Because every great transformation begins the same way, with one person deciding to understand the whole picture. And this model is where that begins.